Guys, we've gone and bought a new truck. Second-hand purchase. Second-hand purchase is good. Come on, let's have a look. Come on. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Chris with the C. Hope you are doing well. Thank you very much for joining me today. Right, guys, as you know, I'm not opposed to second-hand vehicles here on the channel, and I like trying to find bargains. Now, hunting around on Facebook, and a friend of mine, Gareth, came across a car that, and it was at the time, it was at a bargain. Now, when I kind of sat back, looked, I was like, right, maybe it's not the right time to go ahead and purchase this vehicle. Gareth must have kept been checking it and just kind of looking over for deals, this, that, the other, because obviously I like a second-hand vehicle. I like something that I can kind of put my heart and soul into, work on the car, and just enjoy kind of putting it right, putting it to the standards I like to keep my vehicles in, and then go ahead and look at upgrades. Well, I had notification, and what happened was he came up with the same listing on Facebook Marketplace, and it turns out it was only 10 minutes away from me. Now, this car, as you can see, which is on the table there, and I'll go into it in a second, actually came up for under £400. Now, anyone who knows this vehicle, if you actually look online, the listings for this, you're looking at something that is £1,000 worth of vehicle here, and essentially it was £350. It was a local guy. I asked him obviously if I could go up and see it. I had to have a rally around. A couple of friends have helped me out to kind of get the money together and get everything sorted. I've sold a few bits, this, that, the other. And so I went up to meet the guy, and he was like, what happened is the guy had bought it. He had it on a trade-in on an electric bike, and didn't know anything about it, and just seen a great big RC. And we kind of worked the deal out, and I was like, look, you know, how much realistically do you want for it? And like he said, he came down from, I think it was 600 to 400, 400 to 350, and at 350 it was a no-brainer. So went ahead and bought it. Guys, what I have purchased is a Losi Super Rock Rey. Now this is the version 1, I believe, or it might be the version 1 or the version 2, I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. As I say, I picked this up for less than what a brand spanking 3S Armour would be at the moment. I'm not saying you guys should go ahead and, you know, don't avoid buying 3S Armours. What I'm saying is for someone like myself in the hobby, who loves the 8S trucks, love the ground bashing, that sort of thing, this was a no-brainer. And to be honest with you, I was watching with envious eyes a friend of mine, Martin. He's got the Super Rock Rey, and he's had some great success with it. He drives like an absolute lunatic, and to be honest with you, the car is just held up. So, you know, awesome that obviously I seen that, and I was like, well, if it holds up for him, it should hold up for me. And honestly, you've probably seen videos on the channel. Hell of a guy, honestly. No, I have kind of recorded this in a kind of reverse fashion. I've actually gone ahead and I did a load of work on a live stream, and also what I did do was did some work in the shed, and I've recorded parts of the video before you actually see this part. So just kind of make you aware with that. Super Rock Rey, guys, it is a 1/6 scale, ground basher, 8S, 750 kV, big monster of a thing, basically. Solid axle. It's based on the Now, if any of you guys are into your motorsports, you'll know that there's a motorsport out there called the King of Hammers, but essentially is like rock bouncing, that sort of thing. So Losi have taken inspiration from that. It uses the same platform as the Super Baja Rey. Few little incremental changes, nothing major, but I love the aggressive look of the Super Rock Rey, and kind of that's, you know, that's my vibe really. Working lights. Now, in this video as well, what I'm going to do is I'll show you, I actually went ahead and upgraded something on the vehicle straight away. I want to say a huge thank you to Vitavon as well for getting involved with the videos. They sent me over a 1/5 scale 150 kilogram servo for the purpose of a review, so I went ahead and bought the correct fittings for the vehicle and fitted them in. Guys, we're going to dive down on the table now. There's a lot of information I've just told you about there. We'll have a little look. I hope you enjoy this video, because I'm very much looking forward to taking this out on its first run. See you down below. Right, okay guys, so this is my Losi Super Rock Rey. I believe this is the version 1, all right, because it has come with the Dynamite Fuse 200 amp ESC and the Dynamite Fuse 750 kV motor. I believe out of the box these are rated for 55 mile an hour. Now, as I say, they are based on the King of Hammers series. Losi has taken their inspiration, and it also shares the same chassis layout and configuration with the Super Baja Rey. I was looking at the Super Baja Rey, and the prices on these came a lot lower than what the Super Baja Rey did. Now, as I mentioned, my friend Gareth was looking around online, and essentially, he was looking at this. It came up on Facebook Marketplace for £600. I was like, well, look, you know, £600 for this sort of truck is very, very reasonable. Like I say, they're a £1,000 vehicle. The cheapest I did see on a sale once was £850, but obviously they all sold out. So I thought, well, you know, is it worth going to look at? Initially, bowed down from it. And then I had another notification. This was last Friday, so we're a week behind now. The gentleman had it up for £400 on Facebook. He dropped it. He took it in as a Part X against a electric bike. And yeah, I didn't know essentially what he had. Put it up for sale. I messaged him, politely asked him would he go down to 350. Turns out he was only 10 minutes away from me. Went up, looked at the vehicle, checked it all over, everything was fine. Managed to rustle up a load of money for a couple of guys in the hobby. And I've sold bits, I've kind of funded it in various different ways and went ahead and purchased it. Now, I'm not made of money, guys. The channel does cost a fair amount of money to run, and my hobby is expensive. So yeah, it was a case of quickly rally around and try and find everything I needed to. And yeah, I mean, I wanted to make sure that I secured this. I've been after this sort of vehicle. So essentially, this is not going to be a jumper. It's not going to see the big ramps. It will go over some natural jumps here and there. But what I don't want to do is stress this vehicle out. I've got this for ripping around on the floor, and as you know, I absolutely love that sort of thing. I love the scale looks. Obviously, you've got the faux fire extinguisher, obviously the reservoirs, your big, huge shocks poking through, these fixed links going down. You've got shock limiters there as well, obviously attached to the vehicle. Solid axle on the rear. You've got the drivers inside with the co-pilot reading, obviously, the notes out. These are real LED lights, guys, and they're bright as well, actually. And when I got the vehicle, those lights weren't working correctly. One was bright, one was dim, so I changed over some of the wiring. And again, you've got your shock towers. There is some damage here and there, if you look. So I probably will order this piece, or maybe even look to see if there's an upgrade. Speak to Vitavon. I have seen that Vitavon do a metal one of these, so that might be something that I add on to the vehicle. The one thing, how easy, free rolling. So I love that the fact that the truck is very, very kind of easy on its transmission there. And you don't see many of these actually breaking from just use, right? What you do see is obviously people trying to jump them and things breaking. There are some damage to the wheels here and there, but again, that is all part and parcel of the hobby. Tyres are all in good condition, as you see. Same there. You've got a working tyre on the rear. As I mentioned, I have fitted now my Radiolink RC8X handset and the R8FG receiver. Now the reason why I've gone with the R8FG, as I mentioned in many videos previously, is I like the dual antennas because obviously with the bigger trucks you can see them from a mile off. But I think I've done all right here. I've done all right. You know, this is essentially going to be an awesome basher, this one, and something I'm going to enjoy ripping around on the floor. Chassis wise underneath, let's lift the car up. As you can see, EC5 is poking through at the bottom. There was a chassis skin on there. I took it off, mainly because obviously I couldn't get at some of the things. The battery tray is an improvement on this one over the Super Rock Rey, the Super Baja Rey, because obviously this one has the drop out. As you can see, you pull that thing at the back and that drops out. Big stout arms, as you can see. There is the upgrade on the spindles. It came with the upgrades, metal upgrades, so that was something I was going to do. I probably will rewrap that chassis now I've done all the work. I want to say a huge thank you to all the guys who have rallied around to help me get hold of this as well, because yeah, this is going to be fun, ripping around the likes of Dusty 2.0, some of the coal slaggy areas that we've got here, Penalta Park, that sort of thing, and just enjoy a fair bit of scale driving. I love the articulation on the rear suspension as well. Huge articulation. Now, with the ESC, it was quite strange actually, because the gentleman who must have had it previously had things all changed around. So I changed the punch, I changed the LVC, I turned the BEC up to 8.4 from 7, I think it was, or 6, might be 6. So I'm now running on 8.4 BEC. The servo, I am now using the Vitavon, as I mentioned, the RS150. Now I will show you this being fitted in the vehicle, guys. I've kind of done the video back to front. So 8.4 is 120 kilograms, 0.25. So it's not essentially the fastest servo in the world, but it is a great big basher. I replaced the S904, and the reason why I replaced the S904 is because when I was doing my live stream, when I first started doing the work on the vehicle, setting the endpoints on this one, unfortunately it was clicking when you were going to one side, so these are quite common for going down. There is the stock pinion. All right, so I've taken that out. That is the 16 tooth mod 1.5. As you can see, that's how much running time this has had, because that is the stock pinion, and there's hardly any wear on there, guys. I have replaced the stocked cage as well for the servo, because obviously, even though that obviously Losi classes is at 1.6, to put a 1/5 servo in the vehicle, what you are going to need to purchase, guys, all right, let's just go back over here 2 seconds, is the Losi part number. There you go, it's just poking through there, LOS 351010. And as you can see, on Amazon, I picked up a 8mm 18 tooth mod 1.5 servo. Now, cool thing is, it did come with, so I'm on a bit of a mission at the moment, buying, selling, just doing some deals to get the vehicles that I want. So I have already sold this, but it did come with this handset. This is the DumboRC DDF350. This was bound to the car, and essentially I obviously use all my radio links, so a friend of mine has actually purchased this. It did come with 2 receivers, so obviously you've got the X10F and also the X6F, and then you've got the DDF350. Again, is in very good condition. It's still got the cellophane on the actual handset. So let's turn that on. As you can see, 79% battery life. Now the beauty of this as well, upgraded steering wheel, and also came with a LiPo battery inside. I thought that was pretty cool, to be honest with you. So overall, very happy with the purchase. Very happy that I've managed to get my hands on it. And like I say, this is going to be amazing, just bashing about on the floor. Roofs coming off the back end, dust, that sort of thing. And I've got no intentions to get rid of this. I really haven't. I wanted to kind of just enjoy the truck for what it is. I will be giving it a full detailing and a cleaning. As you can see, there is some signs of marks, essentially on the body, like so. Here, there, just usage. The only thing I will say is working on the vehicle was a big learning curve, because to get that body off was an absolute nightmare. But hopefully now we've done the work. As I mentioned, diffs, 100k in the front, 300k in the rear, and 500k in the centre. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Right, I'm going to do some arty-farty pics a second. I hope you enjoyed having a little look. £350 off marketplace, guys. Let's kind of put that in perspective. You can't buy this sort of vehicle for that sort of money. And if you were if you had £350 to spare, would you buy this, or would you buy yourself like a lower end basher and then wish you'd picked up an 8S truck? Now, for me, I'm prepared to put the work in. Therefore, I picked up this truck. I've got plenty of 8S trucks, plenty of 4S batteries. It was a no-brainer. And I suppose the way I'm going with this, I'm not suggesting that 8S truck is going to be for everyone. What I am saying, though, is there's bargains to be had in the second-hand market at the moment. And, yeah, definitely, if you can, have a good look around, have a scout. I'm not saying don't go buy a new truck, all right? Because if you really, really want a brand new truck, go for it. But if you want to save yourself a few pound and put some work in and just enjoy it for what it is, yeah, why not? Because essentially, as soon as you drive this, it's not going to be worth the same amount of money you initially paid for it. Right, let's carry on with the video. Guys, if you're enjoying the content here on ChriswithaC, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell, and yeah, enjoy more content that's coming up. It costs you nothing, it means the world to me. Right, okay, so Losi Super Rock Rey on the table, guys. As you can see, I've taken all the body off. Now, just a quick heads up, obviously, I did the majority of the work on this vehicle on a live stream on the channel. I will put a link in the eye above where you can go ahead and watch. It's a 6-hour stream, guys, so be prepared. Obviously, it's a long one. We went through the rear diff, the front diff, cleaned all the car up, checked some of the gearing and stuff like that. I did notice a few little issues here and there. Now, the rear diff, I've gone with 300k in the rear and 100k in the front. Big shout out to Martin Price for giving me the tips. Obviously, he's done a lot of research. I found out that basically that was a good setting for this vehicle, because essentially this is the Super Baja Rey and the Super Rock Rey at the same time. It's the same chassis. Now, when I was working on the rear diff, I did notice some screws had rounded out. So essentially what I did was a live repair on the channel. Big shout out to the guys who are on the stream. What we did is manage to get the screw out. We melted it out with a soldering iron. Then I re-repaired the hole so that everything is working fine there. Now we checked over the diff. All the gearing's fine. What else did I notice? Servo. Now, is the big topic for me on this one, and this is why we're at this point, is the servo, to be quite honest, for want of a better word, is cack. There's no other word for it. It's not very good. It's not, you know, that's not the technical term, I suppose. But yeah, for me, rubbish. And it does seem like that a lot of people feel like the same thing. And to be honest with you, Losi must also feel the same way, because there's an upgrade for it here, and I'll explain about that in a moment. The Spectrum S905, I think it is in here. When I was setting up the endpoint, because obviously, oh, by the way, I've now moved over to the radio link receiver, because obviously it was a Dumbo in here when I bought the car. We've now got the R8FG dual antenna. As you can see, what I've done here is obviously run the antenna along the battery tray, one of them, and then we've got the one in the stock location there. I was setting up the endpoint, and when I was obviously coming towards the furthest stroke left and right on the steering, the furthest reach, the servo essentially was making a funny clicking noise, so that was never going to fly with me. The good thing is, though, and I mentioned about on my Outcast video about this Vitavon servo. Now, this was sent to me for the purpose of review. Big shout out to Arthur and Bill. I mentioned in there that I wasn't happy fitting this in my Outcast or into my X-Max. There's videos out there. I'm not very happy with the way they've been implemented, shall we say. I didn't want to hack up my vehicle, so I kind of kept this back, spoke to Vitavon and said, look guys, I've got something in the pipeline. I want to fit that to that vehicle. What do you think? Their answer was an obvious yes. You know, that's a good idea. This servo, guys, as you can see, is quite a beefy one. It's 1/5 scale, 150 kilogram fifth scale, and it's the RS 150 12 volts. Now, I'm not going to run it on 12 volt because that would require you using a 3S LiPo. Separate LiPo feed. You've got one signal wire, obviously that goes into your receiver, and then a separate feed for your LiPo. I always wanted it to remain stock looking. I like the whole OEM plus look, as you've probably worked that out on the channel. Not really into hack jobs. And yeah, so OEM plus for me is definitely a thing. I'd like it to be upgraded, but also still retain some of that kind of stock looky and not change up too much of the integrity of a vehicle. Reached out to Wheelspin, spoke to them, found out there was obviously a mount for this, looked around on net. Yes, many people were using this. It's a T67075 servo mount made by Losi, part number LOS 351010. Aluminium servo mount for Super Baja Rey / Rock Rey. Okay, this will allow me, there's a composite servo mount in the vehicle. Two problems with that is, one, the S905 is a funny size servo for a start, okay? So this isn't a 10th scale, an 8th scale. It's not a 1/5 scale. It's kind of in between. It's a Spectrum kind of stock item that essentially is, well, to be honest with you, for a truck like this, not very good. You know, I mean, some people have found it fine. Others people have found it to stop working straight away. Again, documented online. I'm not talking up my backside. I straight away knew I wanted to change this out. On the live stream, the proof of concept was there. I was talking to a few of the guys on there. They said about running the cable through, plugging it into the receiver. Now, the radio link receiver will allow up to 12 volts. The ESC, BEC, the internal BEC will allow you 8.4. Now, 8.4 on this servo, guys. The specs are on the back, so you got 7.4, 8.4, 12 volts. At 8.4, you're looking at 120 kilograms and 0.2 seconds of response time, and locked rotor current at 7.4 amps. All right, this is all full metal, coreless digital servo. Very, very big, very beefy, as you can see. 15 tooth, just like the stock item, so the servo horn's going to fit straight on, so no issues there. I can go with the stock servo, or they provide you with, again, T67075 servo horn. Now, this one will be a little bit big, really, for this truck, so I'm not going to bother with that. I might keep that for the Outcast or something, but I will be using a stock one. All the gearing, again, T6, everything inside the outer case, everything, it's all water sealed. So we are going to be using that, and we are going to retain that OEM plus look. So that is cool. The other thing, as well as the stock mount in the vehicle, I was having issues. Let me turn the vehicle over. As you can see, I've cleaned the chassis off. So that is the stock chassis. On the live stream, I was thinking, right, do I gear it up? Now, this truck uses mod 1.5. I didn't have any mod 1.5. And I was talking to Mario from Broken RC. Where can I get some? He found the link. I've got a 3-pack here of 18 tooth mod 1.5 8mm shaft pinions, hardened. And the good thing is they initially listed them as Kinzo. All right, so obviously don't know who Kinzo are, but what actually turned up, guys, is a Surpass Hobby. So I'm really happy with that. 3 of them, and it was around about £10. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning about this is this motor mount, the front screw here actually ties in with your servo cage there. All right, 2 things are good about this is, one, that motor is now going to have a more solid fixed position, because obviously at the front I'm tying it in with Loctite and a decent screw. There was a plastic one in the front here, so two things can happen. Your motor could get hot, obviously that composite is going to round out. The other thing is, that servo that's actually in there, being a composite servo cage, there still will be a lot of flex. You might not see it, but when those wheels are turning at full tilt and you're kind of dipping into a corner, you know, back end kind of lifts up, you kind of all articulates, all that pressure is on one side, your servo cage is going to move, your servo is going to do things it shouldn't do. So yeah, it's an all-round good upgrade, this. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to start cracking on. We'll get to a point. There is a lot of screws to actually kind of get it. There's 1, 2 there. I want to release these 3 here. I'm essentially just allow this servo cage to come out. Actually getting the servo in and out of the vehicle is not really the problem. It's just the amount of screws this vehicle has. Right, lots of words, lots of talking. I'm going to crack on with the work and I'll speak to you in a second. Right, okay, so there is the stock servo mount, guys. As you can see, not very robust considering the size of the vehicle. And remember we mentioned about the flex? That is kind of wobbling about and doing all sorts of things by there. So yeah, quite an upgrade, quite a substantial upgrade. Let's just get the new servo mount undone. Right, and this is the aluminium part that we're going to be adding in. It's quite easy actually, to be quite honest with you. What do I remove? 2 from the top deck, just up behind obviously the bell crank. 1, 2 each side, obviously the posts going down to the bottom of the chassis. 1 at the top then obviously to release there, just take some pressure off. And then underneath 4 screws. I'll quickly show you that. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So yeah, very easy to get in and out actually, so that's not a bad thing. Now obviously maneuvering this back in, what I'm gonna have to do is just jiggle it underneath to get inside there. So just to kind of show you, let's just clear this out right here. So just moving this out. And the good thing is every time you take a part out, make sure you get inside, nice brush, clean it all out, and then you don't have to have a big massive strip down later on. So I'm going to tilt that back towards there. Fingers crossed this will slide in now. And essentially this V here is where the drive shaft sits. So can I get it inside there with a bit of manoeuvring about this question? Should be able to. Or maybe the other way around. Let's try that way, because that's the way it came out. There you go. So they line up perfect. Just need to get it, lift that top deck up just a bit. And then push it underneath. And that should snap into place now. And a bit of pressure from behind there. There you go, and she's just about to slide in now. And we're in. And we're in. So all I got to do now, as you can see, is reattach the screws, add thread lock. Very easy upgrade actually, to be honest with you. And now, the good thing is, we've also got equal pressure for the mounting of the motor here, because essentially that plate underneath is what supports the motor. The good thing right here is now this, there you go, drop straight in perfectly. I'm so, yeah, chuffed for that, really chuffed. Bit of a shame that the wiring doesn't go around the back that way, but there you go. It would have been nice if it came out that side, but I'm sure I can do some cable management and clean that up. But once the cage is back on, you're not going to see it anyway. So yeah, going to continue on now, back on the time lapse. Going to add some thread lock, like I said, make sure you add the thread lock to it, and we're not far off then, guys. We'll put the body back on and I can do the big reveal. Right, okay guys, so just got the servo in. I'll show you all the wiring in a minute. Now, it was a bit of a push mind. I've got to tidy up all the wiring at the back of the car. I'm just going to centre up the steering. It's a bit of a faff, actually, to be honest, doing the servo horn. I believe once you've got it trimmed up on the handset, you should be able to just put it square on the servo horn. Let's have a look. Bit awkward doing it upside down, mind, I'll be straight with you. Now, I would have liked to have, to be quite honest with you, just had it slightly different in the way I've installed it, but that is down to a extension cable, so I am going to order a longer extension cable. Let's just tighten that screw up here, and we should have a lot better steering now. As I say, this is at now, I've adjusted the BEC to 8.4. I'm going to pop that back in there like that. So the steering's not far off there, actually. I've got my new screws, 3mm, just to hold it in a little bit better as well. I'm just going to put one in there. Where did I put the other ones? Another one here. Right, and we should have steering. So a little bit slow, but as you can see, a lot stronger, and that's pushing the suspension down. So, and the good thing is now is obviously I've got full use of the steering without a clicking noise. So we've got that in. I will say the servo that came out of it was actually the 904. So I thought it was 905, but it turns out it was 904. I'm not sure whether this is metal geared. I will check the specs, but so obviously you've got the servo cage in. The Vitavon servo is installed. That's a 1/5 servo. So what would be next year? What would be next? I'm going to tidy up all this rear end, lock tight these screws in, and then move on. Right, okay, so as you can see, all fitted in. Some nice new screws in there as well. I just need to sort out all the wiring here and just get all that done. So, as you can see, it's not that fast, but I tell you what guys, it's definitely powerful, 120 kilograms. So that is the servo in. I've got a plan as well. So I now need to change the gear in here, and I'm going to put the pinion in and then get that all Loctited in. And also I've got this 50mm fan that I salvaged from my Outcast because I upgraded the fan on my Outcast. So what I'm going to do is essentially put a fan on there and zip tie that to the motor, and yeah, that should keep it nice and cool then as well. So yeah, things are going well. I'm going to carry on now, sew it all up and then go from there. Right, okay, so as you can see, got a 50mm fan. Like I've pinched this off my Outcast 8S and I put a Surpass rocket on the Outcast. 18 tooth is now in there. Really love the motor mount actually. I thought that was absolutely awesome. Very, very easy to do. Wiring now, got to put the cage back on. Everything seems neat and tidy there. Servo, very happy with the way that's gone in as well. Like I say, there is the metal motor mount. Sorry, the metal servo mount, I should say, not motor mount. Yes, it's going to make a hell of a difference keeping them wheels straight, that's for sure. But yeah, I think carry on now. I need to re-put the cables for the lights in and get all the cage back on, and we're good. And I'm looking forward to giving this his first rip. Right, okay guys, so I will say that the car is done now. It has fought me, I'm not going to lie to you. I had an absolute nightmare trying to get it right. Right, let's turn the car on quickly. We have lights all sorted, did that on the live stream. I've got the fan fitted in there now. We've also got all the diffs done. The ESC is tuned. My radio link is now added to the car. Obviously, there's my radio link. We have also got the Vitavon servo. 120 kilogram, guys. What else have I done? Geared up by an 18 tooth. Yeah, lots and lots of work on this car. Cable management worked all the way through the car. Obviously cleaned it all up. New diff oils. So I am very much looking forward to getting this out for his first run. But I'm glad I've done it. And for the money I paid for this, guys, like as I mentioned, what a bargain this was. Local purchase, £350. 4 4S batteries. Yeah, just let's turn the handset off because it's telling me to charge my batteries. 2 seconds. There you go. Yeah, all right, thanks for that radio link. But we're in the right place. We are definitely in the right place here. The weather's bad outside. I'm going to get it out in the sun and show you. And then we're going to take it for a rip, so I'm looking forward to this. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so Losi Super Rock Rey. As I say, I think this is the version 1. Now, what do I think? Look, there's a lot to be said in the second-hand market at the moment. The second-hand trucks, from what I see at the moment here in the UK, is there's essentially, if you look hard enough, there is some good value to be had. I enjoyed the kind of hunt with this one. And I want to say a huge thank you to the guys who helped me out, obviously getting hold of this truck. There was Gareth, who essentially alerted me about the truck going up for sale. And the thing is, as I mentioned, I was essentially looking at getting hold of either this or the Super Baja Rey. Maybe even purchasing brand new at one point. Now, 8S truck, it's not going to be for everyone. I know, I understand. It's a big, heavy truck, this. And but the sort of run that I do, and as you guys have probably seen here on the channel, something like this, ground bashing wise, is going to be stupidly good. I love, obviously, the whole scale look to the vehicle. And those lights coming through some dust at some point is going to be absolutely sublime. I can't wait, to be honest with you. Now, as I mentioned, there was Gareth. He alerted me about the sale. There was Martin. Martin runs the Super Baja Rey. You've probably seen it on the channel. A very Mad Maxy looking kind of thing. And, you know, he's driven that hard and enjoyed it as well. He really has enjoyed that truck. And I was like, well, if it's okay for him, I'm sure it's going to be all right for me. There was, I had advice off Grum from Grum's RC, Adam from Miles123, Mario from Broken. Miles, in fact, actually lent me some cash while I was raising the funds to actually go ahead and purchase this. So big shout out to you, buddy. I did appreciate that. Thank you. I enjoy looking at, as I say, one man's rubbish is another man's gold, and there is a lot to be said in that. If you're willing to maybe put some work into a vehicle and go ahead then and, you know, spend some time getting it right, I think, to be quite honest with you, what you'll end up with is being quids in and still getting an absolutely epic RC experience. Now, I'm not saying this is for everyone, all right? You are, number one, you have to be good on the tools. This car was hard work to work on, to kind of work on the diffs, straight up. And, you know, I'm pretty, I would class myself as okay with wrenching. The other thing is as well, is you've got to have the space to run something like this. And remember, you can't, you know, you won't be able to chuck this around. Let's say I've got my Garth park. This isn't going to be like a small park. You need a big, wide open area to run some of these big 8S vehicles. Now, the other side of it, though, is you put the work in. You then maybe look at a few upgrades. And here in the UK, £1,000. I bought the car for $350. I sold the handset for $20 because I believe they're £35 brand new. So obviously a friend of mine has had that handset. So looking at $330 really was what the cars cost me. Essentially it was up for 400. Managed to knock him down from 4. And, oh, by the way, it actually came, I forgot to mention as well, guys, came with 4 4S batteries. Now, 3 of them have been absolutely fine. One of them is actually in the salty pot of doom, as I would call it. You know, I've had to do away with one of the batteries because it's puffed up. The rest of them have all balanced up nicely. All the cells were good. I did have to bring it back to life on my GT Power charger, but essentially where they'd been run down underneath 3 volts. So I put them through a repair cycle. Everything is matched up fine. The resistance is good. They're Centro 8600 batteries, so they weren't cheap. You know, obviously someone has bought them at some point. And if it wasn't for the fact that obviously the guy who essentially had the vehicle didn't know essentially what he had, I think I might not have done as well as I did. I did enjoy doing the live stream the other day as well with this as well. Honestly, epic live stream. That was 6 hours, guys, 6 hours, and you guys were thoroughly on board watching it, and I enjoyed it. It was quite an entertaining one because there was a few things that I needed to sort out in the process as well, and some repairs while we were going along the way. This truck now, I'm going to give it a good full detailing, give it a full clean. Might possibly put some vinyl on the bottom to recover that chassis, keep it nice and clean. And then go up and run it. You know, essentially, this is going to get mucky, dirty, dusty. We are heading into the autumn months now. As you can see, got a hoodie on, you know, no longer sunshine. And just enjoy it. You know, just enjoy the truck for what it is and deal with any problems as I go along. As for upgrades, I probably will look down the route of maybe some like Vitavon parts. I did notice there was a solid axle for it. There was the links. There was a few bits and bobs. I wouldn't mind. I really liked actually, was the metal 3-piece rims that they do for this truck as well. And yeah, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Make it mine. Enjoy it. Maintain it. Will I get rid of it? Doubt it. Not for the price that I paid for. And that is the key there, is you can be invested in something for not a lot of money and save yourself a few pounds. Now, don't get me wrong, I am happy to say about new trucks as well. I enjoy buying new trucks, but secondhand, there's a little bit of that element of kind of, you know, I've found something online and I'm now going to make this my own. And hopefully it'll give you guys at home a little bit of inspiration to go ahead and do the same thing. Right, guys, I've waffled on for too long, obviously. Hope you enjoyed the video. A little bit of a first look, a little bit of a history about the car, how we got hold of it. Bit of a different video, a bit kind of different outlook. If you'd like to see more videos like this, where I go out and purchase second-hand cars, and obviously, you know, go looking for bargains, let me know, because I love the vloggy side of obviously YouTube. And I'm quite happy to take you on the journey with me, go and make a purchase, maybe even take you along and go and look what we're looking at. I have got another vehicle to show you on the channel, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well. Another second-hand purchase from a good friend of mine over in Ireland. And what I'll ask you guys is, obviously, a big portion of you have subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, honestly. But you're in YouTube land at the moment, the views are down, and what I will ask you is, subs are amazing. The channel is going from strength to strength. Put a like on the video, guys. It costs you nothing. It means the world to me. It tells the algorithm that you are interested, and it's something that maybe other people might like as well. And essentially, that is my form of gratification from you guys, is knowing that our thumb is on there and you've enjoyed the video. Till next time, check the box for more videos. Stay awesome. I'll catch you later.